All right, well, let's redo this because my microphone was very low. All right, let's redo this. Last one, my microphone was very low volume, so I couldn't really hear what I was saying too well. Um, I'm going to start doing live videos talking about things that I believe are important um, to help people to bring people into the body of Mashiach, to help people stay on the path of righteousness. Um, because if you're trying to do this on your own, I mean, you could be led any which way by any ruach, and you're not going to have the guidance of someone who has been made kadosh, set apart as a leader by Yahuwah. You need to be a part of a fivefold ministry with someone over you, right? The first step in becoming kadosh is humility and accepting the authority of Yahusha. And if you can't accept the authority of the man who Yahusha has placed over his sheep, how can you accept Yahuwah's authority, period? You can't. So having the attitude of, you know, I'm just going to do this on my own. I don't need to be part of the flock. I don't need to be part of a gathering. I'm going to do Pasach on my own. I'm going to do Sukkot on my own. I'm going to do Shavuot on my own. It doesn't work like that. I did that for like the first year because I didn't know of anyone or have anyone. But now I do, and uh, I understand that it's important to be a part of that. So that's not really what this particular talk is going to be about, but eventually I'll probably get to that. Right now, I wanted to talk about a particular post that I saw earlier. Um, and how Facebook works today. You just see random stuff that you don't even follow, probably don't agree with, don't want anything to do with. Anyways, there was this like AI video someone had done, and it was talking about how Jesus is getting ready to come back. He's going to be here any minute now. And the reason we know this is because the armies are surrounding Israel and they're getting ready for their war. Well, most of us know and see how that thing that calls itself Israel acts, what its fruits are, and that it is wicked and evil. Um, and for some of the more like me, conspiratorial minded people, some of us don't even believe that those are even blood relation to the Jews, but that they are an entirely other group of people. Which I'm not going to get into that because that's not really the point. The point is that we who believe in Yahuwah, Yahusha, we don't agree with them. We know that they are fakes. We know that they are fake Israel, that they are fake Zionists who pervert Zionism and pervert, what Yahusha did and everything that he stands for. They commit rape, they commit cannibalism, incest, genocide, murder, you name it. They're doing all of that. And we see that. So if you're like me and you believe all of that, guess what? You are the enemy of Israel, right? And what do they teach? The people who believe that the Messiah is coming back in the future, what do they teach? That everyone who is against Israel will be destroyed. So guess what? If you believe that Messiah has not returned like he said he would in 70 AD, then you are on the wrong side and you are going to be burned up and destroyed in this war that's going to happen. And that is the judgment against the nations, according to that futurist view, which is a product of this modern day political Zionism. And it's false. It's a lie. And I understand that just making the claim Messiah already returned in 70 AD isn't like you need the scriptures, right? And I'm not here to do that right now. I'm literally just appealing to logic because we know what the doctrine is. We know what they say that the book of Revelation says. But it's not about the book of Revelation. You have to take what Messiah said first and compare it with Daniel's vision, which is not about America. It's about 4 kingdoms that have already come and gone. Okay? Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and the Roman Empire. We can all agree that the Roman Empire is done and gone. It's over. And people try to say, oh, well, the Vatican still runs the world. It's the Roman Empire in the shadows. Okay, but it's not the Roman Empire what it was in its prime. The Roman Empire was essentially like America is now. It's gone. It's over. There's nothing about America in the scriptures. It was written to people 2,000 years ago who had no freaking idea or clue or any kind of notion of the United States of America. All right? We have to get that out of our heads. It's not all about us, okay? So, I have linked in the description a playlist um, to Yachty. Let me find the exact. I believe it's the Yachty Broadcast. Yeah, the Yachty Broadcast Network is what it's the congregation who I associate with. That's what Sholiak Moshe Kanachowski calls his YouTube channel. So there's a playlist to his teachings in there. So rather than just taking my word for it when I say Yahusha returned in 70 AD, he's got about 200 to 300 hours worth of teaching on there. If you aren't willing to sit through that and learn, then you have absolutely no right to argue with anything on this subject because you don't know. I'm sorry, you don't. Now, if you do sit through that and then you still want to, make your argument against it, you still have questions, oh, this doesn't make sense still, that doesn't make sense still, that's fine. You can do that because guess what? You put in the work to sit there and at least hear the matter. He who answers a matter before he hears it, it is shame and folly unto him. So don't sit and try to argue before you've heard the matter. And at that point, I'm sure Shaliach Moshe would be more than glad to have you join in on our Zoom meetings. You can get those links. You can comment on this video and ask for the link to join. And you can ask him yourself face to face or screen to screen, whatever, on a Zoom meeting, and he will be more than happy to answer your questions. I could almost guarantee that. Um, but yeah, I hope someone finds this, helpful and useful and learns something from it, because at the end of the day, we should be seeking the truth, not seeking validation that we are right. This was something that was not hard for me to accept because I understood from the beginning that I could not refute this. I had no argument that could refute this. There's no way to do it. But it was still hard to swallow and digest and to be okay with it and understand the true implications. That's what takes the longest. So rather than caring about being right and having other outside sources validate that you are right and blah blah blah, let's keep our minds open and say, if something I believe is wrong, I want to know and I want to change it and I want to know the truth of the matter, because that's what's important, not being right. Because I think being right is the path to hell. You don't need to be right. You just need to know the truth. So anyways, Shabbat Shalom to everyone, and I hope that you have good rest in Mashiach today.